Alexis Sánchez has signed for Manchester United, a club he deemed a boyhood dream, boyhood heroes, boyhood fan club, whatever you want to say. Alexis Sánchez has made that move that many people have done so now from Arsenal Football Club. Van Persie made that move when he left Arsenal, went to Manchester United, won Premier League trophies, was very successful and then moved on, which Cesc Fabregas did before he moved over to Barcelona, eventually finding his way to Chelsea, Gael Clichy, Bakary Sagna. The list goes on. And that's not to rub salt in the wounds for Arsenal, that's just to make this clear that this isn't a one-off instance that's never going to happen again. Whilst clubs like Arsenal continue to be stuck in the past, players will try to move on and move forward. So I'm not going to touch on that. I'm going to focus on what I think of Alexis Sánchez as a football player, and I think moving forward. I'll also do another clip where Alexis Sánchez basically left nothing unsaid in his statement, talking about how he always gave 100% in his comments to the legends who lambasted him, who I have a lot of problems with their statement as well. But Alexis Sánchez now donning the famous number 7 that Ronaldo wore, that Eric Cantona wore. So it's going to be massive footsteps to follow in. Gigantic, some would say. But does this player have the ability to go forth and recreate some of that magic? Absolutely he does. Just watch some of his highlight tapes. I mean, one thing that you take from his statement I'm going to bring in from the previous clip is he did give 100%. Sometimes Alexis Sánchez is everything that you need in a football player in any position almost. He's just got that 100% effort, tenacity, and then you capitalize using that work rate, that effort, and his phenomenal technical ability, his eye for goal, his intuition on the ball. He, in many ways, is the perfect Premier League player to bring in from a foreign country or from a foreign team, because he has that tenacity that you need to be able to succeed in the Premier League, and he has it all with God-given talent. So that reminds me of many players like Cristiano Ronaldo, who didn't have that tenacity. He worked on it. Alex Ferguson had him go up against Gary Neville, some of the toughest defenders in the league, and he got better. Alexis Sánchez is older, more mature. He's not going to need that. At the time Ronaldo came in, I'm not going to say he's going to live up to what Ronaldo did. It's very hard to do that. But regardless, he's experienced in the Premier League. He's proven that he's one of the best players in the league. It's an absolute bargain for Manchester United. They have committed daylight robbery on Arsenal on 2 separate occasions now with Van Persie and Alexis Sánchez, considering the amount of money that certain players are bought for in this insane market. To get a player of that quality for that cheap, which it is in comparison to everything else, I haven't seen more of a bargain since N'Golo Kante's $30 million transfer to Chelsea. So what do I think about his position? What is he going to play like? He's very versatile. He can play behind Lukaku or whoever else is going to be leading the line. He can play to he can play off in the wings. He can cut in. He plays a very versatile role with Chile, and he did a very versatile role as well also with Arsenal. He didn't really have that primary target man consistently to work off. When Giroud played up there, he did have moments of brilliance where he worked off of him, same with Lacazette recently. But I think Alexis Sánchez is very durable. I'm not worried about whether he will fit in. There's some comments going out about him going to cause problems and everything else. Like, the system that he didn't fit into as well was Barcelona, because they have that at that point they had their dynamic trio up top, and he had to try and fit into that system and play to those rules. He's going to be given the freedom to wander in a very Messi-esque position that he wanted to play in with Barcelona. The same way it's impossible to do so. Why Neymar couldn't fully be comfortable with his role at Barcelona, because that's Messi's role. Sánchez plays in a very similar way, where he drops deep and likes to have space to run into, likes to have space to take on his opponents, cut in, have shots from deep. And I think that he's going to find a very good home for himself in Manchester United. I'm optimistic. I'm not saying he's going to hit the ground running. He's not going to bang in goals from this moment going forward. He is going to strengthen their chances moving forward, both I think in the Champions League and in the Premier League. But one thing that has to be said is his attitude and his work rate is what's going to be the easy transition. Jose Mourinho's team requires hard work. That's why in the past Jose Mourinho never got on with certain players, because they would not adapt to his hard-working sense that he installed in every single team. Everyone works back, everyone gets behind the ball and tries to defend also, and that's something that Sanchez has proven to be able to do in every team, and I think more so at Chile. You see how hard he works. I've always been fascinated watching him when he plays in the national team. So a fantastic signing for Manchester United. All United fans should be excited for this moving forward. Stay tuned for the other clip where I talk about Alexis Sanchez's response And also, of course, Mkhitaryan going the other direction, a club that he said he's been a boyhood fan of. So we'll see how he adapts to that system. I think he's a better fit in that system, a more naturally wide player that doesn't need to buy into a system as much as what Jose Mourinho required from him. I think he'll be more attack-minded at Arsenal, have a lot more time on the ball, a lot of possession, naturally fit into his wide position, and I think that he could be a fantastic player for Arsenal. So it's not all doom and gloom, but we'll see how things pan out. Comment below.